Welcome back. We're gonna do a pick a card reading. I wasn't sure what I wanted to base this around. So I'm just gonna base it around what you need to hear right now, because I couldn't zone in on whether it should be about love, whether it should be about money, whether it should be about whatever. So this is a pick a card on what you need to hear right now. It's just whatever spirit wants to tell you. Yeah, and we're just gonna get started. We're gonna have 3 piles to choose from. You can pause the video and take as much time as you need to pick the pile that you are drawn to. I do have it as the cover art as well, so you can use that. But we're gonna start with the pile 1 is going to be the crown here. Pile 2 is going to be my little Puerto Rican Mama Ine. She's like Madama as well. She was a gift from Puerto Rico. And pile 3 is going to be this rosary with your boy God, Jesus Christ, on the cross, okay? Very Catholic-like rosary. Because, right, the Catholics, I think they're the only ones who keep Jesus on the cross. Don't quote me on that, but I think they're the only ones who keep him on the cross. Everyone else, like, celebrates his resurrection, so he's not on the cross, right? But yeah, that's pile 1, 2, and 3. So take your time and we'll see what it is that Spirit wants to tell you. I'm going to get started with pile numero 1. So pile 1, if you chose the corona, the crown, it's so funny because the crown also has crosses on it, and it kind of reminds me of like a cardinal, a pope, something like that. So somebody watching can be Catholic, or you could have grew up Catholic, or something in reference to Catholicism can be relevant at one point or another. Some of you are going to be baptized, I'm hearing as well. Or you're going to baptize someone. Somebody can be asking you to become a godparent. Congrats, it's a big step. Both. If you're being baptized, that's a big step. If you're baptizing someone, that's a big step. So congratulations either way. May God be with you through that process. All right, pile 1, let's see. I'm freestyling. That's it. Whatever they gotta say, whatever comes forward is for you to hear. Okay. Do you want it or not? It's like they have conflicting ideas. Pile 1, you're going to have to rely on your logic, okay? There's something going on. I feel like you're well aware of this conflict, okay? There's definitely a conflict, a problem, some sort of issue that is arising or that you're in the middle of at this moment. You're full aware of what it is. I don't see this as something that's taking you by surprise. I feel like it's something that you're already dealing with, or you expect to deal with. Like, it's definitely, it's like you knew this was coming, okay, is what they're saying. And you're being called to rely on your logic. Like, something about keeping your emotion out of it is paramount. Okay, these are the words that they're using as well. I feel like this can be in a professional setting, because I just feel like I'm articulating on a fucking college level right now, like outside of the curse words. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's something that seems sophisticated about this this fight, or how, it seems sophisticated about how to resolve this conflict. You can be the only person that can do this as well. Like maybe you're a boss, you have some sort of superiority over this group of people, because there's definitely a group of people here. I want to say you can be sort of like the mediator between two or more parties at this time. You can be the person who is sort of like bringing it back down to the work ethic of it all. Like, it's like, I for a lot of you, I'm getting it as a workplace, but please only take what resonates, and it could be symbolic as well. It's like, if you're a manager and two of your employees are just not getting along and they start to get sort of unprofessional, like it starts to get unprofessional with the banter, how they address each other, or things that are being said in front of customers, etc., like that. And so you're being like, you're leading unbiasedly by, like sort of, all right, taking them to the back, and then like, it's like opening an employee handbook and reading them verbatim, like the policies around their ethics, or the policies around, discrimination, or using derogatory language, or whatever it is. I'm getting it like that. Like something about this feels very black and white to the letter, like something about following the rules. It's very like rule oriented. Like I feel like this is it's, and in this way you remain unbiased and no one can really get mad at you. Like they can be mad at you, but it's like it won't be held against you because you're just doing your job. It's something like that. I do feel that you have the authority. Thank you. That's the word. You have the authority to bring this matter to an end. You have the authority to bring it to heal, is actually specifically what Spirit said, bring it to heal. It's almost like it too, like if you have pets, right? Like my dogs, when they start fighting and I'd be like, hey, they immediately just, whoop, whoop, they stop. They don't even, you know what I mean? Like they forget that they were just killing each other because my authority trumps. So it's something like that. Like you have the authority over these people, or your word has more value. You have more rank, more status, something of that nature, but you're gonna have to handle it logically. Like, there's something very important about you being unbiased, remaining unbiased, and keeping your personal feelings out of it. Like this is not something that can rely on emotion, because it can backfire. Okay. If this comes to it, this might come down to something where, like, let's say you, oh man, I've been there. Let's say you hired a friend, right? Like you hired someone that you took a liking to. You guys hang out of work, or even if you don't, you like this person. It happens. Like some people in work, when we in the workplace, we just like some people more than others. We click with certain people more than others. But I feel like that cannot be the reason that someone is not held accountable, And I feel like almost you're going to be put in this position where someone may feel that way. Someone may feel like, well, you should have loyalty to me, or because we get along or we're friends, they're supposed to get like the better hand dealt to them, or they shouldn't be penalized. And that's not how it works, And Spirit is saying that while this may feel like a tough decision to make, I don't think that it really is, and I feel like if somebody is the Justice card, before I started shuffling, the Justice card is on the bottom. I feel like you have to be fair, and it's only right that you be fair regardless, because I feel like the problem that's arising with this, right, you see, Queen of Swords, okay, the problem that the hanging one, Pisces energy at the bottom. There's also Taurus and Libra energy very strong on the board, and Gemini, Mercury energy altogether. Air is very prominent. Air is prominent, and now Pisces at the bottom. What's happening is two people. I don't know how well you know both these people, but I know for sure you know one better than the other type shit, or you're closer to them, or however you see it. And you're going to have to be very unbiased and make a call when it comes to resolving a conflict between these two people, or picking a side, for lack of better words. And I feel as though it's going to really offend someone. It's going to offend the person that you're closer to, because they feel like you just owe them blind loyalty. You know what I mean? Like, or they feel like they are more important than the other party, or they should have been favored over this other party. And so it can create friction between you and someone. Like, I feel like this person is going to hold it over your head if you don't, when you don't, because I'm not even saying if, it's when, because you are, what's wrong is wrong. Like, you know, like it's given that. And now my ear is itching. And this person's going to talk shit about this, like, real bad. This is my allergies, y'all. But I know with this reading, it coming out like that, it's like, there's going to be gossip about this. There's going to be, like, you see the spirits behind her, like, overlooking, they're talking to each other like, "Ooh, you saw what happened with so-and-so, and ooh, bitch, I thought that was supposed to be her friend." And it's a lot of that going on. And it's something that I don't think that you're gonna know that it's happening, but you're not gonna let it affect you. It's like, again, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And if this person was wrong, you're not just going to blindly follow in that direction. You know what I mean? Like, and we see this all the time, like in the real world, people, they do fucked up shit and they just want, like, everybody to defend the fucked up shit they do because, oh, you're supposed to be my friend. But if it's not right, if it's not morally or ethically correct, and, you know, especially if this is in a job place, like, why would you even, the fact that you would even compromise the integrity of your work, and then now you're going to compromise my integrity as a leader in this building, or as somebody, you know, somebody who takes my job serious, and just want me to follow you off a cliff. That's fucking crazy. And maybe that's you realizing that this person is not actually good for you, or they're not somebody that you should consider a friend, or that you should have, you know, ever felt loyalty to. Okay. What else? Because, yeah, I feel like this is something that the problem doesn't start with you, but it ends with you somehow, because this person looks offended at you not picking sides or not choosing the side that they wanted. I feel like you're somebody's boss. Queen of Pentacles, right? I feel like this is something, I don't know if, again, like, you put somebody onto a job, you put somebody onto something. There's a lot of women here. It's very gossipy. A lot of feminine energy. It could be men as well, but like almost every queen. No, yeah, almost every queen is out. The only queen I'm missing is the Queen of Wands. Every other queen is here. And this rivalry is like, again, you're trying very hard to, like, hear both sides of the story, get all the details, all the facts, all the information. But at the end of the day, like, the decision is yours. You know, it's like being a judge and hearing two sides of a story, hearing both the defendant and the plaintiff bring their cases forward. But at the end of the day, like, a choice has to be made, right? Like, and I'm not talking about Supreme Court where there's like 12 jurors. I'm talking about the small things where the judge is the person who makes the judgment, and that's it. Like, I get to decide based on all the facts and all the evidence brought forward who and what needs to happen. And that's kind of the position that you're in. But it's somebody that you might have judgment on the split. Is crazy. Nine of rewards. Sorry, it says rewards in the bottom. Nine of Pentacles with the Judgment card. It's so crazy. It's like, this is going to make someone very upset with you, but it also will bring you, like, it aligns you with the right people. It's like, because there's a lot of people here. No. Thanks. He tried it. Go over there. Now I gotta get involved. You need incentive? Don't play with me. You're rude. Running down, it's also, it's not the time to be running across the living room floor. We have neighbors. Thank you. Moving forward, because there's a lot of people here that are witnessing this, it's like some people, yeah, they're gonna be talking shit, whatever, but like more people are going to respect you. Like they're gonna be like, you know what? This is why Pal One deserves to be leader. This is why Pal One deserves the position that they're in. They deserve, and I feel like you'll be able to align with new people, right? Like create new alliances that are built on more, like built on sturdier foundations, built on better shit. Because one of these people, like, I don't know, they kind of lack integrity. You know what I mean? It's like having that friend that you know is just like, does the worst kind of shit, but you've always been like the good kid. And it's like, I've outgrown that situation and I don't want to keep covering for you or something like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, what's your advice? Yeah, I like that. Masculine with the truth and expression. That's like, yeah, stand on business, like stand on business, stand in your integrity. Like, it doesn't matter that somebody feels like, oh, you shouldn't have done that, or you're supposed to be my people's, you're supposed to be on my side. Like, and that's that. I think that, again, this person's going to be very upset, but you having the courage to do the right thing, no matter what, is what's going to, like, it benefits you in the long run. They're advising you to do what's right, not do what's convenient, Okay. All right, Part One, that was interesting. Moving forward. Okay, hello, Part Two. If you picked Mama Ine, my little Puerto Rican mama, look at her butt. She's so thick. I love her with a little fruit basket on her head. Okay, Part Two. Mama Ine, what are the messages for you? What is it that you need to know? Whatever it is, whatever you need to hear, Part Two. Let's see. Two more. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. I don't think that you see this either. This is similar. Well, no. The theme is similar to Part One, but it's a different situation, I think. So Part Two, something that you've invested. I'm hearing a lifetime of servitude. Something that you've invested a lot of time in. That you may have just been at the breaking point of, like, believing that this is possible is going to be victorious. That's what you need to know. You need to know that you have not wasted your time. You need to know that this has not been in vain. You need to know that your blood, sweat, tears have meant something. Okay? Like, I feel like for the longest time, and for me to see all these butterflies, it does speak to abundance as well, that butterfly, but it speaks to how many times you've had to go through transformation, or how many times you had to suffer through a cycle, or how many times you've had to break new ground and sort of be reborn. There's been this, like, consistent theme throughout your life of these difficult ass changes. This is not simple change. This is like when the world shifts, like when the seasons change, when, volcanic eruptions are, like, all over the place. This is like Pangora's theorem. Like, this is like big ass ridiculous change that affects everything in its path and for the long term. It's that kind of energy. I feel like you've always been in these cycles where it just felt like, am I wasting my time? Is it all for nothing? Like, God, when do I get my fucking break? Like, am I ever gonna get a break? Like, this, you know what's crazy? I'm getting from Click. I'm getting like Click and Bruce Almighty. In Bruce Almighty, you remember when God let him be God for a little while? Because he felt like, you know, he just never, like, nothing good ever happens to me. And, you know, whatever. And you can just snap your fingers and do it. So, like, what the fuck? So God is like, oh, yeah, go ahead. But it's less of that. It's like less of him trying to teach him a lesson in that moment and more of the actual reward of, yeah, I'm going to let you have something. And I'm getting it in Click where I don't know if he got hit with something. Yeah, like the remotes in his house weren't working. And he got hit with like a helicopter, a toy helicopter, something like that. And he was just screaming. And he's like, will you give me a break for once? And he's like screaming at God. I feel like a lot of you, Pautu, you've felt that way. Like many times, like, yo, I just keep trying, and I just don't get there. I'm just always another disappointment. It's always another level I have to be. It's like, yo, what the fuck? It's like the never-ending game. Like, when do I get to the end? When do I get to celebrate that I beat this shit already? When do I get to celebrate that, like, I have a good life? You know, like, when does it stop being survival and servitude? And when does it start being, like, living in prosperity? Is that, like, you're in that energy? And I can see it. Like, you see this girl, she looks, you know, like, you see how sad her eyes are. And it's like continuing to serve, continuing to want to please, want to obey is the word, especially for those of you who are like religious or very devoted to your spirituality. It's like in earnest, I'm trying my best. Like, I'm really trying to stay humble. I'm really trying to be a good person. I'm trying to do everything the right way. I'm trying to have that integrity, you know, that was a theme in Pawan. I'm trying to stick to my morals despite the challenges of it, despite that I have yet to see true reward in it. But then here it is after several cycles, you know, after all this evolution, after all this growth, you become victorious. Finally. And it's almost like I can hear trumpets, you know. Six of Wands is a victory, but it's like I can hear, like, it's almost like like trumpets. They're trumpets, like, playing, okay? And you finally made it. It's like you finally make it, Pal2. So there's this energy of, like, yeah, don't give up. Don't give up. Because I feel like you've given that servitude. It literally says servitude on that Pentacles card, Knight of Pentacles card. And you see how that girl looks. And it's like, no matter how much you've given, no matter how generous you've been, how kind you've been, how serving you have been to others, you've gotten almost nothing in return. And that's what has you feeling so depleted. It has you feeling like, God, is it ever going to be my turn? Like, when is it my turn? When is it my turn? Like, something, is that a song? I feel like that's in a song. I lost it. But there is something on the other side of this. It has not been in vain. I think that there were a lot of lessons that you had to learn, because had you been rewarded with the big thing before you learned these lessons, you'd have just gave it all away. And you've given so much, even with nothing, right? Like, this is like, for me to see this energy like this, it feels like you're that person who, like, gave your last. You're that person who didn't have it to give and still gave. You're that person who, like, you went out and spent money you didn't have just because, you know, you wanted to be there for the person. Not because you wanted the party, not because you gave a fuck about, you know, looking like somebody at the spot, You did it because this person has been down and they don't really have a lot of friends, and they're like, man, this is gonna help me. It's gonna help me feel better if you please just come out with me to this spot. I'm begging you. And you like, you know, when you looking at your account like you only got $50 fucking for the week, but you went out anyway just to make sure that your friend had a nice time, you know, and didn't, you know, just to keep them from having a 13th reason, you know what I mean, or whatever the situation is. It's like you've given people things when you didn't have anything to give. It's like you've given people the clothes off your back knowing that you only had one pair of fucking shorts left, you know what I mean? Like, and so in doing all of that, because it's just who you are, you were never doing it for reward, but you were not discerning enough to know when you couldn't, you know what I mean? I think people, there's this like weird stigma on people when people are like selfish, and I know that word has a spectrum, but like people almost put this negative stigma, this bad stigma on boundaries. You know, like when it's like, yo, you want to, like, can you come here? No. Yo, can I borrow? No. Yo, can I come over? No. Yo, can I call? No. Like they get mad, or they, you know, like people will look at you like, oh, you know, this bitch is never around, or she's so nonchalant, or oh my God, like she never has nothing, or whatever. But it's like, you don't know why that person's saying no to you. You know what I mean? It doesn't have, like, I've seen it. I've seen this happen. Like, and I can understand. I can respect it, right? It's like how when you see the homeless people that get an attitude with somebody who don't have money for them. You ever seen that shit? I live in New York City. I see that shit a lot, actually. It's kind of crazy. But I get it. Like, I could understand why someone of limited means, right? Someone who's homeless, hungry, all the things, might find anger, you know, for somebody who looks like they have it to give to them and wasn't able to. But the reality is, you don't know. Just because somebody makes it look easy, don't mean that shit not heavy. You understand? Like, I might look a certain way to a lot of people. They don't know what the fuck I'm going through. You know what I mean? They don't know what I can and cannot afford. So it's like, it's something like that where people maybe could not see what it is you were going through, because you've always been so generous, so kind, and so, how do you say that? Ah, man, I had the word and I lost it. It'll come back to me. Spirit will bring it back, right? But you've always been that person that was just so giving. And in moments where you had nothing, you still gave. And the reason that God did not reward you with whatever it was that you should have had at that time was because he needed you to learn that it's okay to say no. That you need to know when not to give to others. Whether it's because they don't deserve it, or whether it's because you don't have it. You need to sustain yourself first. I can't pour from an empty cup. It just doesn't happen. But these were part of your lessons, right? Because they keep bringing me back to all these butterflies. This was part of your growth. Sometimes the karma is that you're too nice and you don't know how to check on the take no shit part. You don't know how to turn on the shadow side. You don't know how to embrace the no. And that's period. I don't have to explain myself after that, right? Because I saw that in a post that I reposted yesterday that said, true luxury is saying no without an explanation. I shouldn't have to explain myself to you because I'm not obligated to. But you have been that for so long that people just, they do it. You know, like that, what happens is you teach people how to treat you. And so even if it was with the best intent, you became so damn pleasing to others, so satisfying, so easygoing, so, I still can't get the word. They don't want it. Somebody's going to say it for me in the comments. That people just keep asking you because they know, like, well, Pal2 is not going to say no. I know they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it for free. They're gonna do it on time. They're gonna do it when I need them to do it. So I'm gonna ask Pal2. But whether this is malintent or not, what these people don't realize is that they didn't even ask you if it was okay with you. You know, they didn't ask, hey, are you available on Tuesday? Do you think you can help me out with something? It was just like, yo, Tuesday at this time, I'm going to need you to be here. And yeah, you already know how you do it. Love down, click. And it's like they don't even give you an opportunity to say no. Or it's like they won't take no for an answer. Let me tell you something. And I'm even almost ashamed to say this shit. I have too many people in my life like that, actually. That they feel like I'm just going to go do something. And it's because a lot of times I go and I do it. But that's just going to stop. I stopped it like little by little. But I realized I got to bring that shit to one of those like hard stops this year. So that's for somebody. What is your advice here? I mean, I feel like saying before I pull out more advice, Pal2, like, do not feel like all that you've done is in vain. I think that this victory is coming sooner than you think. But you have to decide, yeah. This clear as day, this advice is, both cards are almost the same to me. 2 of Wands with the Temperance, okay? Sagittarius energy, Jupiter energy as well. Moderation and decisions. You have to, and you remember you have the 6 of Pentacles here. 6 of Wands, all this balance. You need to create balance. You need to find a balance. You need to understand when it's okay to give to something and when it's not. You need to understand when it's okay to say, yes, I can do that for you, or no, I'm not available for that. And you need to say it with your chest, not feel bad about it, because by being this yes man, so to speak, all the time in this, you've always been a yes man. When do you learn to become the no ma'am? You understand? Like, you have to become the no ma'am now. Yes man is an old chapter. You're done with that. It's time to get selfish. It's time to get selfish. And you can do that without feeling bad about yourself, because I see very clearly, Pal2, you have been anything but that for a very long time. And your victory stands on the other side of no. That is what Spirit is telling you, okay? I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Those were good. I like this. This was a good pick a card, y'all. So, last but not least, Pal3. If you chose the Golden Rosary with the Jesus of Nazareth. But you know the vibes. Pal3. Some of you love Jesus. And he told me to tell you he loves you too. Okay? Jesus loves you. Oh, yes, he does. Okay, somebody needs to hear that. I don't know what that's about, but somebody needs to hear that. Somebody could be going to church. Somebody could be... Pal1 has somebody who was getting baptized or something like that. I feel like. I don't know if I said that out loud, but I remember channeling it. Pal3, what do you need to hear? What's going on? What do you need to know? Just whatever comes out. These are interesting today. Whatever comes out. Pal3, what you got going on? Pal3. Could be a Capricorn, water sign, or Earth. Interesting. Pisces energy now. That was the water. Yeah, it was Pisces to begin with. Capricorn, Pisces, Earth. Pal3, you need to learn to master detachment. Okay? you have a codependency to you, Pal 3, whether you recognize that or not. There's something in you that is naturally reliant on some sort of resource, person, place, or thing. I saw something with Dennis Quaid? And he was talking about addiction, and he said, the problem with addictions are, first they become fun. First they're fun, then there's fun and there's problems, and then there's just problems. And that made a lot of sense, like in that order. It really did make a lot of sense. And I understand that addiction is a disease, okay? If you know, you know. If you don't, do some research. You're never actually free of an addiction. It's because it's a disease. Like, this is the real science behind this. I'm not a doctor or anything, but do your research. So while you can be in remission to substance, you will never actually not be an addict. You understand? To whatever it is. And that's often why there's almost nothing that can't be turned into drugs. You understand? Like, so I'll use an example. If I'm addicted to crack cocaine all my life, and then I go to rehab and I'm not addicted to crack cocaine anymore, or I don't use drugs anymore, I stopped drinking, I stopped doing drugs, I stopped doing all the things, but now I'm at the gym every damn day, that's an addiction. Now I do yoga for 6 hours a day, that's an addiction. So the idea is that you're not necessarily curing addiction, but you're turning it into something that is not harmful to you. You understand? I hope I'm making sense with that. Because the drugs, obviously, that's harmful to you. And what happens is, as Dennis Quaid so eloquently explained, I saw this on somebody's page that I know struggles with this. So I was actually very proud to see him be able to say that. Like, you know, like, he didn't say it, Dennis Quaid said it, but him posting it, I knew that he was like in this place of accountability and acceptance and trying to change and make himself better, right? So I was very happy for that. But to bring it back to that point of those 3 bullet points of it's fun, then it's a fun with problems, then it's just problems. What happens is these dependencies, when you are codependent on anything, you start to bleed on other people. And a lot of times you don't realize, at least not at first, that this is not just hurting you anymore. It's hurting the people around you. Often the people closest. But even other people, right? We see it all the time. We see people get drunk in the club, perfect strangers, they start fighting. Boo, 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 boo. I don't even know that person. You know what I mean? Like, so the fact that a perfect stranger got so fucking drunk that they wanted to hit me and they never met me in their life, that's a problem. That's like, you understand what I'm trying to say? That's a fucking problem. That is not fun anymore. It was fun when we were like drinking and dancing and da 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 da. Now I want to fight. That's not fun anymore. And now I'm putting not only my own life at risk, but the people who I'm with, my family, my friends, perfect strangers. So this is why these things are a problem. Inevitably, it becomes a problem because people do not know how to control this. That's what an addiction is. It's in the genes. It's a disease. You cannot, now you have no holds of this thing anymore. It has a hold of you. So Power 3, some of you can be struggling with addictions, okay? To whatever it is, substance, alcohol, sex, people, places, things, resources, etc. Whatever it is, you need to remove yourself from it. I feel that spirit has a lot of empathy for you, okay? I see it very clear in this energy. This is spirit. This is not a person. I mean, yes, it can be manifesting in a person, like, or people around you, family. For some of you, I'll be honest, and might be hard to hear, but hey, I'm here to support you, and I hope that, you know, these messages are for guidance, man, and enlightenment. And so some of this shit is affecting your kids real bad, okay? If you have children, they see this, they are hurt by this, they need you to change, they need you to stop this, okay? Whatever it is. Some of you are you're in an abusive relationship that your children are watching, okay? This is like, I see, this is so fucking sad, actually, this pile, holy shit. There's like a kid here just crying, like really sad, because they are watching their parent or parents fucking kill each other. You know what I mean? Like these are two people who just, I don't know if one person's, you know, just nobody, you shouldn't be putting your fucking hands on each other, period. It's just not okay. And it's less okay in the presence of these children. So, the light at the end of the tunnel. Spirit is going to give you an opportunity to detach from this. Okay? And we all know that detachment is a difficult thing. It's hard, it's heavy, it hurts, but it needs to be done. And I feel the need to say, this is the last chance, this is the last opportunity to exit this as peacefully as possible, as painlessly as possible. I don't think it's going to be painless. I don't think it's going to be simple, but I think that any moment that you take past this is going to be rough, like real rough. So the advice here, and God, take this energy how it resonates. Maybe this is not you. Maybe it's somebody that you know, or you know what part of this you're in, where you're standing. You know, the perspective. I don't know which part is your perspective. I don't know if you're the person who's addicted or if you're watching this happen to someone. I think that it's nonetheless, people who care about each other are involved. There are children being affected by this. There are the families being affected by this. It's the ripples of the decision made by whoever is in this codependency is starting to feather out. It's starting to reach like further than it needs to. This is a domino effect, and it's starting to manifest out onto other. Because here's what happens, right? I don't know how else to explain this, so I'm just going to give the example that Spirit has given me. You and your partner are in a DV situation, right? Y'all be fighting and shit. Let's say y'all both be fighting. Not one just beating on the other. It's neither way is okay, but let's say y'all just be fighting, you be scrapping. And y'all have a child together. So it starts by y'all fighting, and the kids is in the room. They don't really know what's going on because, you know, it's quick. Then it starts to get so explosive that it starts happening in front of the kids. The kids walking on this. Mommy, stop. Daddy, stop, please. Something, something. Now the kids is getting involved because they don't want to see this. They crying, they screaming. Now, they crying, screaming, doing all of this. The neighbor's starting to hear this. What sounded like an isolated incident last week is now becoming every day. Every day I hear this. I hear shit tearing up. The kids are screaming. The kids are screaming. So what now? The neighbor's like, you know what? These kids are in danger. Let me go knock on the door. Yo, what's up? Everything okay? Everything's going on. Da 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 da. Y'all calm. Y'all able to shut it down right there. But then, like clockwork, once again, this happens again down the line. So now the neighbor knocks on another neighbor's door. Yo, you hear that? Oh, I'm bugging out. You right? Oh, yo, this is every day. Every day I just hear something going on in there with da 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 da. And before you know it, now they're calling the police. Police coming at your door for one incident. It's isolated. Cool. They call the police again now. Now that's twice that we've had a domestic violence call to this same address, and we notice that there's children here. Now we on your ass. You understand? Do you see how this starts to escalate? So something here is escalating. And so there has to be an intervention. I do feel like at some point, this can be as simple as an intervention with family that lets someone know, like, hey, I think that you have a problem. I think that you're spiraling out of control. I think that this needs to be handled. You know, we need to find a new approach. How can I support you? So that we can sort of create this new path for you, because they're like, whoever it is that's codependent has also people who rely on them. I'm seeing it very big, like with these kids, but it can be anybody. But nonetheless, it's not just that someone is dependent on whatever this addiction is. There are people dependent on this person. And so it is important, it's paramount, that word keeps coming up, it is paramount that this person is stable. Like, I need you to be stable. I need you to be together. I need you to hold this shit together, or things are going to get really bad. Spirit is going to bring in one last opportunity, because they sympathize, because they empathize. This, I can see this angel. They feel very sorry for you. They feel very empathetic towards this situation. This can manifest in a person, a neighbor, a partner, a sister, a friend, a brother, a parent. Someone is looking with empathy in their eyes and saying, please change this about yourself. I'm going to help you. I want to help you. I want whatever. Take this how it resonates. That is your last opportunity. So if this is you and someone approaches with open arms, with support, with a resource, some sort of lifeline, and says, hey, I see what you're going through. I understand you're in a lot of pain. I understand that you need help. I want to help you. Let them help you. If this is an intervention, let it happen. If this is whatever, somebody inviting you to fucking church, I don't care what it is, go do it. Because I feel like this is your last sort of, this is the least complex version of removing yourself from this process that you're going to get. After this, if this is not completed in this window of opportunity, the towers are going to start to smoke real bad. And it's going to affect more than just you. Okay? That is what Spirit is saying here. Yeah. Your advice is to find a creative outlet. Remember that I said that in the beginning. You never really stop being an addict. So find something else to devote yourself to. Maybe you're really good at drawing. Maybe you're a great writer. Maybe you're a great content creator. Maybe you like to work out. Maybe you love a sport. Maybe something like that. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Maybe you like to cook. You know, maybe you like to drive. I mean, don't drive under any influences, please. But you understand, something else has to take the place of what this codependency is. For some of you, if this is like a sex addiction, you know, and there's like this thing where you have to always feel that stimuli or whatever, obviously seek professional help, but working out, it can give you like a lot of the energy, the release you're looking for sometimes. Go for a swim, right? Maybe take a cold shower or something. I don't know. You know, it's different for everybody. There's a bunch of different things here. But you do have that opportunity. Look at this. The Chariot, Cancer, the Fool, Aries, the Wheel, Changes. That's a bunch of niggas. That's all the fixed energy. And then the Hermit, Virgo, all major arcana at the bottom. You have a small but distinct window of opportunity to make change with this. Otherwise, things can get a lot worse than you see them now. All right, Pal 3, that was kind of crazy. I'm sorry, but I hope that I'm actually breaking through on that for someone, because that's kind of tough, and I want us to grow, man. That's really, truly, like, I'm one of those people that I just want to see humanity really elevate, because we've been taking a slow fall to hell for entirely too long. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope that was different, or what everybody needed for this reading. Love, light, and abundance.